National Championships.
Hello, 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 hello. You're listening to Grand National Championships on the internet. My name is Alistair. Across the way, we have a histrionic Con, Corn Atchison. Down in the lower left corner is Jared. He goes by Lord Creed Jam. And, of course, Jotham, a.k.a. Daft Hamjoy. Of course, I was working on some anagrams earlier on. By working on, I mean just using the website that conjures them up for you. And I don't really have a lot of good anagrams because I have so many A's in my name. There are a lot of, like, spare letters. You end up with, like, lots of leftover, like, la. And it's just not as funny. I've got no Daft Hamjoy, I'll tell you that. If you'd like to participate, not in this program, but in future programs, I do want to let you know how to contact us here at Grand National Championships. You can send an email to us, us@thegncshow.com. Follow us on Instagram at Grand National Champs, on Twitter at the GNC Show. We'll talk about Twitter in a minute. I've just reactivated Twitter for this show, which is a special thing to do. You can visit grandnationalchampionships.com for many pieces of show-related information. And, of course, you can send a voicemail. You can call us, leave a voicemail, 727-379-4335, which also spells out paper wheel. So, yeah, I made a Twitter account, which I haven't done in a long time. I had a Twitter account long ago, ostensibly for the radio show, with kind of a similar handle. Right now it's the GNC Show, but it got suspended for what I think was slut shaming the president.
Oh,
because he was sending, because the Twitter is one of the best ways to be able to say fuck you to the president directly. Because and make you feel like, hey, maybe he would even see this. The last thing I remember before I got suspended was some tweet from Trump about harassment. He always brings up, this is presidential harassment, like it's a special genre of it. And I posted something like he wouldn't dress that way if he didn't want it, and then I got suspended. So I feel like it may have been for slut shaming Trump. I apologize.
It wasn't for Q content, QAnon postings?
Yeah, they just had a whole bunch of accounts cut out for that QAnon content, didn't they? Mm-hmm. And you guys have shadow accounts?
I've never used Twitter.
All my Pizzagate accounts are gone.
Gross.
It's tough.
Twitter is hellacious. I don't know why I did it. I just want to have, as many tentacles stuck out into the social media pie as possible. Sorry, Jared.
I guess I don't know, like, what I mean. You get like a limited number of characters to say something. So what is it's?
I don't think they're limited anymore.
Oh, really?
They doubled the limit, so instead of 140, it's 280.
It's what is the intent? The intent is just to put statements out there and have other people vote on them. That's it?
Can you imagine? It's just the worst of the worst.
Twitter to me?
Yeah. Here's how it's done, honey.
There's nothing that makes you sound older or less in touch with reality than trying to explain social media to anyone else verbally.
Maybe we should have a kid come on and tell us about TikTok.
Yeah, where's Claire?
She's outside swinging, looking wistfully off into the distance. What? Because it's 10 o'clock at night. Just kidding. So into the hellhole that's Twitter. If anyone wants to reach out to us there and maybe hold our hand and guide us through, that would be just great. Otherwise, I'm really trying to not be confrontational on this Twitter account. I'm just going to be, I'm just going to vote on things. I'm going to try and make it a positive endeavor rather than one that just causes, kind of burning hatred to boil up inside me, which is what most things do to me.
Yeah, it's hard. I made a second Twitter account recently because the first one made me so mad because of all the people I was following, and so it was just going to be comedy and like wholesome posts. But I forgot that like half the people that I think are funny also hate the things that I hate, and always like repost things that make them mad. So yeah. I've had to ditch both now.
That is probably for the best. I only hear examples and have only experienced things myself wherein closing down social media accounts just only improves your well-being.
Yeah, there's never someone that says, you know, I got more stressed out when I got rid of Facebook.
Yeah, I never feel better after spending an hour on Instagram.
Instagram is much less confrontational and much less anger-inducing, I feel like, than most platforms, though.
I feel like I would encounter 90% less overt racism if I just got off of all social media.
Yeah, I like my racism to just be systemic and institutionalized.
Right.
This week, I did want to mention some local music news here in the Tampa Bay area. That's going to be a regular thing here. Just mentioning a couple of albums that have come out just in the last couple of days. There's a new album out from The Venus called Ancestor Simulator. We're going to hear a song from that later on the show during the first music break in a little while. And also something from Fake Nudes. Their new album is called Adult Field Trip. We'll be hearing some of that. And I wanted to mention our friends Proud Miranda have added a bassist to their band. They were formerly a guitar and drum duo, and now there's a bassist playing for them. Their name is Maddie, and hopefully we'll be hearing something from that configuration very soon. It's not a fire. Not yet. When they start playing, it's going to be a fire.
It's going to be a power trio.
So to what have you guys been up this week? Jared, have you been doing anything other than clawing at the walls?
I have basically been trying to reestablish the original definition of the grilled cheese sandwich on the sandwich post.
That's on my list.
Because I feel that it's gotten out of hand, and yeah, what passes now for grilled cheeses in a lot of places is not actually a grilled cheese.
You have upset Alistair to such an extent that he has left.
He's gone.
I'm out of here.
I take it back.
He puts tomato and bacon on every grilled cheese, and he's not going to hear it.
Well, Jared, I don't know about you, but I personally, in that sandwich group, I don't like to see other people post their to-go food. I want to see at-home sandwiches. I want you to make it.
I'm kind of with you on that, but I guess the caveat there is that if it's on Saturday, it's kind of like whatever. It's like it's delivering sandwiches, but no one would dare post a store-bought sandwich on Saturday as a showcase. Okay. That's my life, but I'm with you. I think
6 days a week, it's okay.
6 days a week, it's totally fine. But I'm with you. I think that should be. But I'm not in charge, so I have a very small voice. As a
you're a founding member.
I am a founding members.
It says it has an S after it. Yeah.
But yeah, people trying to say that, like, you know, oh, it's okay to add a tomato or bacon or whatever to a grilled cheese sandwich. But to me, at that point, it becomes like a melt, not a grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is just
Where's
bread.
that line? Yeah, where do we draw the line?
The line is, that's what I'm saying. The line is bread and cheese, and sometimes butter and mayonnaise.
Well, I think you need the butter and mayonnaise if you're going to be heating it up. Yeah, on the outside. Yeah, of course.
So there are people who, I mean, it's definitely a divisive issue. People feel strongly both ways. But there are people who don't see it my way are wrong. So
of course,
that's what I'm trying to
I'm
get
sure
to.
we're going to lose 50% of our followers for this.
Because of this issue.
Yeah. It's just like when you start talking about hot dogs and tacos.
Where are you?
I'm here, but my camera cut off, so I'm trying to start my other camera, and it's not working quite yet. But don't worry, it'll come.
That's back. Okay. We need to come back to hot dogs and tacos. Why is that a divisive issue? For the listener, I'm not a part of Sandwich Group. I wasn't invited, so
it's not called Sandwich Group.
This is why I'm not a part of it.
First of all, it's Sandwich Talk. a place to talk sandwiches, colon, a place to talk sandwiches. There's a thing called the cube rule that we found that basically describes types, like what a food is, and it could be a sandwich or a taco or a ravioli or a Pop-Tart, or it all depends on how the bread is encasing, or like
engaged
taco,
with.
it's like a U, so it's like everything's like a taco. So that, let's say a gyro is a taco.
What about stromboli? That's like a spiral.
What about a meatball sub?
What about a meatball sub?
That's a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's one on each side.
What about peanut butter and jelly? What about peanut butter and jelly?
It's like the open ones on the top where you got the cheese on the meatballs.
So you're saying
on the top.
like a Subway sandwich made before 1995 where they would cut the V in the top is not a sandwich?
Wow. Yeah.
It's a taco. Then in that case, it's a taco.
You know what? Fair is fair.
Meatball taco sub.
Yes.
Are we doing
All my favorite
anagrams
words.
again? Hey, I have something to say about Sandwich Talk, a place to talk sandwiches, or as Corin calls it, sandwich group. like it's a therapy session.
Insulting.
I checked Jared's post today because obviously it was getting a lot of heat. He's talking sandwiches
Talking some trash.
in the most raw sense. Jared no longer has a rising star designation.
I noticed that today.
Do you think it's because you went too long without posting?
It's been too long without posting.
But
so
you
I
brought
have
the
to,
submachine gun last week.
It wasn't enough, apparently. Like,
Or is it that you've reached star level?
oh,
You still have the founding member. You have founding members next to your name.
I
Just
still got
like me.
the founding
Just like
member
all of
flair.
us.
But the rising star, there's several other rising stars now. So there's I gotta get
Is
back
Alistair
in the
one
game.
of them?
Someone I come from my title. No.
Yeah, I'm not a rising star. I'm a founding member. But now Jared is just like any other punk who walks in.
I'm wilting.
He's no longer the fastest gun in the sandwich, fastest sandwich in the West.
I got big plans for tomorrow, though. Big plans.
For the showcase.
The Saturday
right.
Sandwich Showcase. Also, you might remember last week I talked about how some content to me doesn't fit the spirit of the Sandwich Talk forum. And today Jared posted this sandwich meme. Posted a sandwich meme, and it was an image of someone throwing up on a plate, frozen in motion, with vomit coming out of their mouth, and it says, "Okay, I know they're just spitting out food, but it looks like puke." That's like a puke emoji come to life. And if you know my cast iron group, they're not going to stand for that. And the caption under this person vomiting, emitting from their mouth, it says, "When you try to eat a sandwich without a side of chips." And I get it. It's funny. We all love chips with our sandwiches. But that puke meme, to me, that's not in the spirit of Sandwich Talk, a place to talk sandwiches.
Maybe that's how he lost his rising star designation.
I wonder if it had to do with
They
poor
stripped
taste.
him, yeah.
Oh, did you report me? Did you report me to
Yeah.
to the founder?
Justin,
He's
Dan,
been
go,
jealous since the start.
go rip off this man's epaulets.
Freaking Wormer Green talk over here.
Using the F word and everything. So that's how it's been going over at Sandwich Talk, a place to talk sandwiches. It's getting
That's
more
what I've been
political,
up to.
you know.
That'll happen today.
Last 24 hours.
What a day.
Yeah.
Corin, what have you been doing since last we convened?
As you can see, my surroundings have changed.
Yes.
I am currently in Portland, Oregon. I was late because I was driving down and traffic was really, really bad. I did not expect that because, I mean, this is a little hypocritical, but we're supposed to be quarantined.
Nobody goes to that restaurant. It's too crowded, right?
Right.
Yogi Berra.
So yeah, I'm down here. I'm visiting friends. This is I lived in Portland for 4.5, almost 5 years, and I haven't been down since before lockdown started. So I'm excited to be back and hang out for a while, despite the presence of federal agents disappearing.
Mad because you're
people.
flagrant.
Yeah, totally. Tap my cell on the phone in the basement.
Do you now? Are you specifically flagrant with that peanut butter in the background? I see it's prominently displayed.
Yeah, I've also
guest starring.
I have
Peter
also
Pan.
been on a. Yeah, both of our names are above the title of this. Corn and peanut butter. God, I've been keto for like most of quarantine.
Ecuador.
Well, yeah, it's tough to keep track of time now because it's all blending together. But I gave up carbs partway through quarantine, and so peanut butter comes everywhere because I can just eat a spoonful of it and pretend like I'm eating real food. Yeah.
Do you keep like a shoulder holster? It's like an armband with like a small jar stuck on there.
Whoa!
None of that. Come on, guys.
I'll try to keep it decent. I'm sorry. I was gonna say an ankle holster.
A podcast does not mean that you show off your pods, man. Drop a shoe on before you get on the air.
He's Porky Picking it, man. There's nothing below that shirt.
I have shorts on. I am loopy though. I've spent the last 5 hours in a car. Traffic was terrible.
You gotta be comfy.
Oh boy, guys. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. That
Are you
threw
staying
me
with
off.
friends, or are you in some kind of a Airbnb situation?
No, yeah, I'm in an Airbnb situation.
Okay.
I wanted to uphold at least part of the spirit of social distancing and at least only visit my friends outside, out of doors.
Sure. Did you bring an assortment of masks?
Yeah, I have one of my fashion masks
Show
is
'em
right
off,
here.
baby.
You'll see it's got sheep all over it because I'm one of the sheeple.
Nice.
Who
Turn
wears
it back
masks.
on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it.
The other ones are in my bag. I can't get them out right now, but yeah.
So how long are you going to stay down there?
Till Monday afternoon or so. Just a few days. It'll be good. It'll be relaxing. I haven't had a relaxing time in a while. It's been hell on earth for everyone, I'm sure.
No doubt.
Yeah. Do you want to know why I started going keto?
Yes.
No, everyone was scared to ask. Go ahead.
I felt like the rest of that conversation was boring.
Oh, but here comes the keto to spice it up.
Here's the good thing. Well, I started quarantine off doing like the really like trendy thing of quarantine baking, and I got super into like
sourdough.
I found a bunch of
eating all that baking.
Yeah, I'm a single man who lives by himself, and then so like I was eating cakes that I made, like entire cakes,
Loaves of bread. Just jam the peanut butter in there, Elvis style.
Dude, it was the most unhealthy I have been in probably the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like I made a Victoria sandwich, and I was like, this is almost like food because it's got like jam on it.
What's
Jam
a
on
Victoria
it.
sandwich?
So it's two white cakes, and then layered in between. Sometimes it's only like a berry jam, but I also put a whipped cream in there. So it's a little. There's no frosting, so it's like I felt like I was, spreading it right.
Like the jam sandwich and not a cake.
Yeah.
Now, I do now vaguely remember, I never would have been able to recall what it resembles or what ingredients are in it, but I do remember hearing of the Victoria sandwich on the British Baking Show.
Exactly, yeah. I used Mary Berry's recipe.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. No. Just kidding. Breaking here, Mary Berry dies in Formula One crash.
She'll outlive us all.
She'll Mary Berry us.
Stupid.
I was not trying. I just want to make it clear, I'm not trying to be more healthy. But I did go to a couple of sporting goods stores today just to try and find some dumbbells, just to do a little bit of arm working out. I have like this really weird looking right arm because I broke it a lot as a kid, and it's like all jangly. It's very jangly arm. It looks very odd compared to like a normal person's arm. And I'm just interested to see what happens if I start like lifting a few little weights with it. Anyway, you go to a sporting goods store now, and there are no dumbbells to be found. It's really hard to find any kind of weights. Right. Which I suspected might be the case, but you go in and just all the racks are just completely bare. There's nothing to be found. Even online, certain weights are just all sold out. And of course,
if 25s are gone.
Yeah, if you try to order anything between 10 and 30, they're just completely sold out, or they're just gouged so crazy that you have to spend $150 each on them plus shipping.
That's why mine at home start at 45.
That's why I just use a bucket full of sand. So that was what I did today. How about Jotham? Jotham, what are you up to, speaking of keto?
Speaking of keto, my life is pretty much the same since last week. I started playing piano again, so that's fun. Been plunking around with some Magnetic Field songs. I think he writes really nice pop songs, and he plays around with the melody a lot. And so it's doing that, and
what about...
I think that's it.
I know at one point you were always playing the theme song to Succession on HBO. That's got a good little piano part on it.
I couldn't play that now if I tried. It was like one of those things where I sat down for like an hour, figured it out, like played it a bunch in a row, and then I couldn't remember it a week later.
Yeah, but what a day it was.
It was exhilarating. I had to make sure to record it to you know.
This was me. It's like taking a picture of yourself when you're fit and then showing it to people once you're all fat. Be like, hey, this was me once. So are you impressed?
I feel like I even like posted it on Instagram just because, you know, just to prove it. I have to check.
I like that. I like proof. Send it this way.
Did you used to play piano? Is this something you're picking back up?
I mean, I grew up playing piano. I was staying with my girlfriend at her sister's house. We were house sitting, and there's a piano there, so it just kind of presented itself. But makes me want to get out. I've got a full-size keyboard here. I want to get out now.
You had an 88?
I don't know what it is. It's from the 90s.
73?
I mean, yeah, 88 keys. 88
That's what
keys.
I'm saying. I'm talking number of keys, baby. The ivories, tickle them.
I was thinking that was, yeah, I got the ebonies and the ivories. I got both.
Oh, okay, so it's not just a C major piano.
Yeah, any key I want.
Oh, sick.
Brag about it.
I have not been doing anything too exciting. As I mentioned to you guys, I went to Mazzaro's, and I've got a lasagna waiting. After the podcast is done, I'm going to cook what Jared termed a late lasagna. It's late at night here, but I'm not ashamed to go in and cook up a full meal at this time of night because I didn't eat dinner proper, and then podcast got delayed. I don't remember what exactly happened. But part of that, something that Corin can relate to, when I went to this Italian deli / market earlier this week. It's always the highlight of a week when we can make it out there all masked up and elbow to elbow. It's not a great place to avoid pestilence. That sounds like I'm attacking the general cleanliness, but everyone wears a mask and people do their best. But I did a little cheese experimentation. Every time I go out there, I try and get a couple of cheeses. And Corin's my cheese man from way back. Yeah. Have you been cheesing it up out on the West Coast?
I mean, that's one of the benefits of the keto diet is I can just like slam cheese night and day.
That's right.
I'm a big fan of hard cheeses. I went with the little
hard cheeses are good.
Spanish Zamorano, and then there was another one that I can't remember the name of. That was a softer cheese with a bunch of little thingies in it, little olives and pepper bits and stuff. Not spicy, but flavorful. It was all right. But me, I'm a hard cheese man. I want mine like wrung out, through a cloth. I don't know what kind of cloth it would be called.
I go both ways, yeah. I'll go for a brie, something nice and buttery, right? I got so excited, my voice broke. My hormones go when I talk about cheese.
You ever have the Saint Andre? It's even more buttery than brie.
Sounds good.
It's
though.
delicious.
What about some of that horseradish cheddar?
Ooh.
I'm
Got
down
some
with the
good stuff,
spicy one
too.
too. Yeah.
I pointed that out to my partner in all things, Mandy, who was with me at the store, and she was like, when we're at Mazzaro's, getting anything that says cheddar on it is just too conventional. And get horseradish cheddar some other place. We gotta try for something exotic when we're there, something that we can barely pronounce.
Wow. I mean, I kind of understand the sentiment, but
Yeah, I'm with her.
Yeah, shut me down. I thought that horseradish cheddar looked real good, but
in front of a bunch of people embarrassed you, did she like scream it at you?
exactly. She
Called
put me on
out
my place, and I deserved it.
pedestrian. How dare you?
So I wrapped up the cheeses last night.
Now here's a cheese question though.
Go for it.
Are you into the funky stuff?
Like a Stilton.
Yeah, the real manky.
Yes.
Like dank. Spicy
The
dank.
dankest of the dank.
Yeah, I'm in for it. I want it all the way.
I like a crumbly, stinky cheese, but I've so very rarely really indulge in them. Lately, like I said, it's been something that will kind of resemble like the consistency of a Parmesan, because I just want something that's like super dry. But I could definitely get down with something stinky and marbled and moldy.
What is your number one danky, stanky cheese? Because I don't think I've ever been brave enough to like to try.
Killed
What?
Alistair with that.
That's
I don't know.
a
He
real-
loves.
The way you said
That's a real question.
danky, stanky cheese.
I mean, it's tough because I don't usually I don't stick around one for long. Like I like to like try them all, and I go to all sides of the cheese aisle
Right,
and,
give me
and
your
pick
top
some
three.
out.
Love them and
three.
leave them.
If you
Corn's
had-
got a way to
had
do
three.
it. Love them
I
and
think
leave the
there's
cheeses.
I think there's one called Humboldt Fog that's pretty funky.
Wait, Humboldt or Humble?
Like
Humboldt.
Humboldt County.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is semi manky, but still like a soft cheese, like a brie.
Is there
Is-
weed in it?
What does
is it
manky
weed
mean?
cheese?
This is like
Okay,
talking.
I
This
know-
is like talking to someone who's into wine. Like, don't tell me about your manky cheeses.
Listen,
Just talk.
stanky I get, danky I get. Never heard manky.
It's
I know
all the
manky's like a
same.
Pokemon.
Is it?
Yeah,
Like the monkey one?
it's one of the monkey ones.
Makes sense.
Yeah, what is manky? What is it? What is
It's
that
the same-
sensation
it-
like?
It gets you.
It gets you.
Is it the one that you
Maybe.
feel here? You remember that
Yeah.
barbecue sauce advertisement from like the '90s? Like, it gets you here. It gets you right here. Oh God, that dude! I'm gonna wring his neck.
I think about it every day.
I didn't realize that. I don't think we've ever talked about it, but yeah, that made a big impact on me. It gets you here.
Yeah.
It gets you right here. Idiot! I hate him.
I like to do a cheese with some Coleman's mustard.
You know what
Okay.
I was
Nobody?
using?
Yeah, no, cheese
Wait,
and
what's
mustard's great.
Coleman's?
It's a spicy English mustard. It gets you here.
Also, right here, I have been doing a little bit of. I love just a plain yellow mustard on some cheese. But what I did with the plate I had last night, finishing off these experimental cheeses, was a little bit of Nando's spicy mayo.
Also good.
Yeah.
Nando's.
Some cheeky
One of the-
Nando's mayo.
I like the peri peri.
That's exactly, yeah.
One of the
I
only
like
places that
experimental
I've
cheese. I like that phrase.
experimental cheese is good. It's a good band name. I have only taken like takeout from like 2 restaurants since this whole pandemic started, and one of them is a place that like almost exclusively does charcuterie, and I am always sure that I'm saying that
Did
wrong.
he stick the landing on that? Yeah. Isn't it
I'm not sure.
charcuterie?
Me,
Charcuterie. Kill Jared.
Charcuterie.
I'm constant. I'm
me and Alistair reacted the same way, like our eyeballs twitched or our neck twitched.
I think half of my draw on this podcast is that I'm constantly saying things wrong.
Yeah, it's like giving me a list of names that are not American. Just give it to me and I'll go to town. I'll give it a try every time.
Bob Dugnut.
What?
Bob's and Dugnut. So
I refuse that. What are you saying?
That is from a Japanese game, video game that listed a bunch of names that were supposed to be of American baseball players.
Yeah.
Bob Dugnut.
I'm familiar with this.
I don't know. That was the first thing that popped into my brain when you said list of names that were not American.
It's American sounding names as imagined by a Japanese person. I'll get that list. We'll put it on a post or something because it's really worth looking at.
Yeah. I think about that every day.
Wait, so Jared asked for 3. All I heard was Humboldt Fog. Did you come up with with 2 more of your danky, stanky, manky cheeses?
No, there's a type of cheese that's like an English 5-layer that I can't remember the name of. It's basically, it's not one type of cheese, but it's like you buy it in a block and it's like 5 layers.
Oh, is that the way it traditionally is made, like in the wheel or the blocker, you say?
Yes. The wheel, I guess it would be a wheel, but like it goes from most mild to most stanky. Stank.
All right, what is the stankiest, the mankiest, and the dankiest? Those 3.
These are dwarves now. We've devolved into.
They all live in caves.
And are these scientifically quantifiable, or is this purely up to your?
Yeah, what is the unit of mank?
This is coming from me not being able to speak like a normal human. I mean, stank obviously means stank. Dank kind of means like
how it hits there.
Oh, right there. And then mank, that's the overall mouthfeel.
I also don't like that word.
No, nobody does.
I'm on a podcast that says that. I can't believe
He's writing something down. Say it later.
No. What you're doing is fine. But yes, I'm definitely writing things down. So far, I've written down Humboldt Fog, Bob Dugnut, and Mouthfeel.
It is Bobson Dugnut, I believe.
Bobson Dugnut.
Oh, Bobson Dugnut. That's better.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you came up with Humboldt Fog, 1 stack of 5 cheeses, and nothing else.
Yeah, that's all I can give you right now. I'm sorry.
Okay, I've got the list of players if y'all want to hear them real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
Sleeve McDykel, Onsen Sweemy, Daryl Archideld, Anatoly Smorin, Ray McSriff, MCSRIFF McSriff, Glenn Allen Mixon, Mario McEarlwain, Raul Chamberlain, Kevin Nogilny, Tony Smerick, Bobson Dugnut, Willie Dustis, Jeremy Gride, that's Jeromy Gride, Scott DeRoke, Sean Forsett, Dean Wesry, Mike Truck, TRUK, Dwigged Rortigal, Tim Sandale, Card Dandleton, Dandleton, Mike Cernandez, and Todd Bonzales. Bonzales with a B.
That's a pretty good list. It sure beats a lot of the prevailing trends that I've been aware of in the last couple of decades. It beats a Caden, Tristan, Aiden, Twaden.
I'd much rather be a Mike Truck.
TRUK.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go into some trivia? Oh, did you hear my throat after I said trivia?
Do we need to write anything? Because I don't have any paper.
No writing on this one.
All right.
I'll always give you a heads up. So what's going to happen here, this is going to be a traditional trivia wherein I will ask a question or give the sentence that I think they're all questions. I'm always very cognizant of whether, I guess I'm not because I don't know if it's happening, but sometimes they're not questions. It says name the whatever. That's not a question, but how would you refer to it? The trivia clue?
An imperative?
There you go. Look at this legal pad, walking legal pad over here. Well, is that a good, kind of chummy insult?
Yeah, sure, walking legal pad's fine.
Have you ever been called that before?
No, I don't think anyone has. No human has.
First time sentence here on the podcast. Okay, so the topic today for the trivia challenge is going to be food.
Oh boy. It's time for every human's favorite question and answer fun game. I already knew that a long time ago. With your host, Alistair St. Hill.
This is, I'm asking you questions, you better know the answer. With me, Alistair St. Hill. Let's get started. Question 1. Snickers is a brand name chocolate bar made by which American company?
Corin.
Corin, go.
Mars?
That's correct. Mars Incorporated. Corin takes a lead 1-0 to 0. Question 2. A stroopwafel is a wafer cookie that originated in which European country?
Corin.
Jared.
Corin won that one.
Brussels?
Anyone else?
Jared.
Jared got that one.
Germany.
I can't believe the things you say.
Jotham, take it.
Sweden.
Incorrect. The Netherlands.
Near
Question
Brussels.
Yeah, right over there.
Practically German.
Pretty sure Sweden's near that.
You know what? You all make good points. 1 point each. Question 3. Norway was responsible for introducing what fish for raw consumption in Japan?
Jared.
Jared, go.
Salmon.
That's correct. Salmon is correct. Jared with 2, Corin with 2, Jotham bringing up the rear, but only behind by 1. 1 point.
It's anybody's game.
Question 4. A lot of pronunciation, by the way, in this game. Just like Corin was talking about, this is my chance to really shine and not offend other cultures at all. The traditional Peruvian dish cuy, C-U-Y, is made with what animal?
Corin.
Corin, go.
Guinea pig?
That's correct. Corin knows it. I've never heard of that before this question entered my site. You ever eat it?
No. I would. Just haven't.
Absolutely. I wasn't accusing you of anything, Corin. Question 5.
I will come to your house and eat your guinea pig.
Question 5. The Hershey Company, commonly known as Hershey, was founded in which U.S. state?
Jared.
Jotham.
Jared took that one.
How?
Pennsylvania.
I think it's your lag.
That's correct. Yeah, I feel bad because
There's got to be some lag.
I think Jotham has the most lag out of anybody, so he has to work twice as hard.
I'm going to start saying my name mid-question.
That's the best thing to do.
Uh-oh.
Question 6. Halloumi is a semi-hard, unripened, brined cheese that originates from which Mediterranean island country?
I know it's tasty.
Is that your answer?
That might get you. That might get you a
Country.
point. Mediterranean island
I
country.
mean, Corin. Greece.
I mean, go ahead. Sorry, what?
I said Greece.
I say no. Cyprus.
Oh.
Nothing to write down.
You didn't even give anybody else a chance.
I know.
Sometimes
He really
I forget.
wants you to win.
Sometimes I forget the rules. Plus, it went so long without anybody guessing anything, and none of you know what any other countries in the Mediterranean
I
are.
couldn't think of
Yeah,
any.
dude. That's where Arthur C. Clarke lived.
Oh, was it?
Lived?
No, he didn't. He live in the not Madagascar.
No, he lived in Cyprus.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I could be wrong. Somebody's
We
gonna
ended that
fact check me
debate.
on
That's
this.
good.
I was debating giving Jared a point for that. He said it so boldly. I just loved it. Question 7. The mojito is a traditional rum cocktail from which country?
Jared.
Jared, go.
Spain.
I can't believe the things you say.
Incorrect. Jotham? Do you have any Jotham?
I have no idea. Mexico.
Damn it, it ain't right!
No, it's either it's Cuban, right?
Yeah!
That is correct.
I like Corn's look of confidence. He's like,
Yeah. Corin picking the meat off the dead corpses of Jared and Jotham's guesses.
Oh, I just couldn't remember if it was
Question
Brazilian.
8.
Oh, right. That's a caipirinha is Brazilian. Caipirinha.
Corin,
Are you looking this up?
Someone who's trying so hard to get extra points will never get them. I'm not giving you an extra point for knowing that or pronouncing it so beautifully. Question 8. What does the E stand for in the name of the American restaurant chain Chuck E. Cheese?
Corin.
oh,
Entertainment.
Corin, go.
Entertainment.
Charles Entertainment Cheese. Corin has taken the lead a couple questions ago. 5 to Jared's 3 and to Jotham's 1.
damn. This one's worth 3.
And again, I'd like to point out, Jotham, I feel so bad because I think you are suffering from more lag than the rest of us. And you always end up with maybe less, makes you look bad in the trivia challenges, and I apologize for that.
But I haven't known any of these, really.
Again, I feel like it's all lag-based.
Sure.
Question 9. This is a 15-question quiz, by the way. Plenty of time to catch up.
I thought you said 15 point for this question.
You know what? Maybe I'll do that at the end. Question 9. What is the French culinary term for a dish that has been covered with breadcrumbs or grated cheese and browned?
Jared.
Jared, go.
I'm crudité.
Damn it, it ain't right!
It's the only French word that I knew that has anything to do with cooking.
It's not a souffle.
No, it's not a souffle. Is
I'm
this
just
an official
demonstrating
guess?
that I know something about French cuisine. Give us a hint.
No, I'm not going to give hints after Jared guessed incorrectly because that wouldn't be fair to Jared, who's already losing.
Well, I mean,
Not to you.
Jotham's losing the most.
That's
Yeah,
true.
let's be honest. I'm in last place.
Can I guess again if I think I know it? Or do I just get
Sure.
the one?
Well, since no one's guessing,
Yeah, I
you
don't
just
know.
go ahead and guess.
No,
and
I'm just asking in general. I don't have one. I'm just for the future.
the
Hypothetically.
correct answer is au gratin. Like the potatoes, like the famous potato. Oh, gratin. Question 10. Known for its characteristic...
Oh,
Known
turn
for
off
its
the podcast.
Known for its characteristic
segment.
strong smell and taste, Stilton is a type of cheese produced in which country?
Jotham.
Jotham Gotham.
France.
It was
Incorrect.
said earlier in the podcast.
England.
Was it?
No, I don't think we said the country of origin.
I think you might have.
Maybe.
Well, I just said England.
That's correct. Corin killing it in the cheese categories.
It's all I've wanted anyone to ever say about me.
Question 11. What golf legend lent his name to a mixture of iced tea
Corin.
and...
Jared.
Jotham.
Corin.
Arnold Palmer.
It's-
The alcoholic version of that is called a John Daly.
That's very humorous that people came up with that. Foie gras, question 12, is a French delicacy made from the liver of what animal?
Jared.
Jotham.
Jotham, go.
Goose.
That's right, Jotham. Good job. Thank you very much, Jared.
You dirty bastard.
Nailed it.
Question 13. If a liquor is 100 proof, how much alcohol does it contain by percentage?
Jared.
Jotham.
Jared, go.
50%.
That's correct. Dead silence. Yeah. What happened? Question
It goes to the end.
14.
It's exciting.
What ingredient is added to white sugar to make brown sugar?
Why is that funny? What are you thinking over there?
Jared.
Jared, go.
I don't know. I rescind my
Can't
my call.
believe the things you say.
Jotham, what do you think it is? What do you add to white sugar to make brown sugar?
And first thing I think it was cinnamon, but it doesn't taste like cinnamon.
Why does it taste so good? Is that the lyric? What's the lyric from the Rolling Stones classic? Why do brown sugar run the brown? Sometimes if I do the dance, I remember the lyrics better.
He's spelling them out with his finger. That's what he's doing.
That's what I do. The answer is molasses. You throw some molasses in that white sugar.
I was going to say molasses. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Oh, you know when would have been the perfect time?
I know.
Question 15, the final question. Let's see
15
if
points.
This is going to be a 5-point question. So Jotham could tie, Jared could win.
Stupid. I've worked so hard for this.
Founded in 1921, this company was credited with being the first fast food chain. 1921. Jotham, go.
Arby's.
I can't believe the things you say.
Jared.
Jared, go.
Portillo's.
Yo!
Incorrect. Corin, this is your chance to win even more.
I don't think this is actually right, but...
Oh, that's a good preface for any question.
Dick's? Dick's Hamburgers? That's a Seattle shout-out.
Yeah, everyone there is cheering along with you. They
Very
love
proud of you.
Yeah.
The answer is White Castle.
Oh, it's right
Founded in
there.
1921, first fast food chain. Corin is the winner this week.
Bullshit.
7-4 to 2.
I
I'm
deep-throated
in
Jared.
last place every week.
I don't like to think about who comes in last. This is a celebration of positive energy, and Corin has taken the victory this week. That's just fantastic. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to that trivia challenge entitled, Oh Boy, Corin Knows a Lot, but hey, these other guys are doing all right. So I think it's time to take a break. We're going to hear some music. I mentioned there's some brand new fake Nudes out. Their album is called Adult Field Trip. We're going to hear a song called One Night Friend from them. Then after that, The Venus from their brand new LP Ancestor Simulator with Solar Raft. Also in this music break, we're going to hear some Rude 100, an instrumental track called Lava Lamp, and Clever Girl, Elm. And that's going to come up right now. like to mix up the beats, and I always like to see the looks on everyone's faces when they play. If everyone makes like a bad smell face, I'm into that. This is Grand National Championships. Welcome back. Again, we just heard some Clever Girl, Rude 100 just before that, some brand new music from The Venus, and some new Fake Nudes before that. We are now going to jump right into some news. Fuck. I'm serious. I'm not joking when I do this. Like, I never think of who's going to go first. So
no one's laughing.
Jared. Jared, would you go first?
The city of Venice, Italy, is reducing the maximum capacity of its gondolas from 6 people to 5, but the reason isn't related to COVID-19. It's an issue of tourist weight. Andrea Balbi, the president of Venice's Gondola Association, which oversees the city's 433 licensed gondoliers and 180 substitutes, said the decision was made to reduce the capacity of the boats to ease the strain on the boatmen who propel them. Over the past 10 years or so, tourists weigh more, and rather than having them step on a scale before they get on, we are limiting the number, Balbi told CNN. Balbi said the capacity on larger Dapperata gondolas, which mainly serve to ferry people across the Grand Canal, is also being reduced from 14 to 12. The president of the Association of Substitute Gondolers said the weight of the passengers can sometimes cause the boats to take on water. From some countries, it's like bombs loading on, and then when the boat is fully loaded, the hull sinks and the water enters, he told La Repubblica newspaper. Going forward with over half a ton of meat on board is dangerous.
Okay. There's a lot of just tremendous. There's a lot of really tremendous stuff in there. The fact that they refer to these people as meat. And I'm imagining they're talking about Americans.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they just described Americans, right? Just a ton of meat.
He also called them bombs, so it could only be American.
It's like loading bombs, yeah.
Meat bombs.
Am completely in love with the idea of the Substitute Gondoliers Union. They're like sitting there, like warming up and stuff. They're just like ready to jump in at a moment's notice. Staying loose, yeah.
Never get called up, never get spend your whole career in the substitutes, never get called up to the big show.
Absolutely, yeah. Never got to do more than guide these bombs toward the Dapparatas. So, not COVID related. I wonder if there have been, I mean, Italy was hit hard by COVID early on. I guess at some point there was just no gondola operation, whatever. Because I remember one of the big things was that the water in Venice, you can see right to the bottom now because these bombs haven't been sticking there. So there's sweat-covered meat all in the water.
It's not all this meat runoff.
No, that was out. That was.
I know, that was uncalled for.
Have you guys ever been to Italy? Ever been in a gondola?
They have. I've been to England.
Go on.
Like Italy, right? It's not
That's
America.
a question, yes.
But they do have something similar to gondolas. They call it punting. You punt in the rivers there. They're smaller version of gondolas, and you use the little stick on the back to go punting in the river.
I know the long boats, the long skinny boats are big in England, the canals. That's many canals of England. All right, there we go. Corin, could you go ahead with your news? See what else is in the news.
We should really dial this in beforehand. Powerful human-like hands create safer human-robotics interactions. Need a robot with a soft touch? A team of Michigan State University engineers has designed and developed a novel humanoid hand that may be able to help. In industrial settings, robots often are used for tasks that require repetitive grasping and manipulation of objects. The end of a robot where a human hand would be found is known as an end effectuator or gripper. The novel humanoid hand design is a soft, hard, hybrid, flexible gripper. It can generate larger grasping force than a traditional, pure, soft hand, and simultaneously be more stable for accurate manipulation than other counterparts used for heavier objects. The new design and research...
Everybody's smirking because everyone is just thinking about like jerk-off jokes, right? Yeah.
Sex hands.
All of us are just sitting here like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I gotcha.
waiting.
No, but I also like
what
the
are the
idea
other practical
that,
applications of these?
I like the idea
Yeah.
so far, like that everybody has tried to shake hands with a robot and got hurt, and like so they
Like
Everyone knows what it's like.
the facility, everyone's just like all wrapped up. Everyone's wearing bandages. It's like, this is great. I'm glad it's working out.
The first one gets their fingers like Play-Doh'd through the robot, evil robot hands, and then they have to like scale it down from there.
Listen, it's not easy to be an innovator. These people knew the risk going into it, shaking
right.
hands with robots.
I did actually read an article about like the hardest thing for Amazon to do was to, in order for them to get rid of humans in the workforce altogether, which they would like to do, is to make robots that are good at just picking things up. Like they can identify the objects fine and they know where they're supposed to go, but like they need to be able to grasp them because everything's a different size and different like
Programmed to like team up so they can like one can like motion to another one to come over and help them. One's backing up the truck. that kind of thing.
That's the second type of robot that they invented is the one that says, "You're good, keep going," and then they turn around.
And it's just a pole with that arm sticking out.
One function.
Yeah, it's not necessarily going to be anthropomorphized. It's just got the arm out of a box. Wasn't the news just a couple of weeks ago about Amazon robots?
Oh yeah, not being able to tell the difference.
The vest that like has that it indicates that you're a human and should not be packed into a box. Yeah,
or have your hand squished.
Yeah,
man.
Give the robot softer hands and make sure they know you're not a box.
You know,
But then you did the robot dolphin last week. I like the theme that you're going with.
Yeah,
this is like 10 years running.
Yeah,
I just didn't know.
When Corin was a regular co-host of the program, that was his no, there's that naked knee. His regular, to anyone who's just listening to this and not watching on the YouTube channel, Corin has exposed his lower body to us multiple times. That sounds gross, but what we're seeing is his feet and his knees at various points. No.
All right, that's enough.
But Corin's specialty has always been robotics when it comes to the news, how we interact with them and how they might take over.
I've always been excited about them. Robots and lasers, those are my things. Jotham,
what's in the news? Corin, take it easy. Jotham, what's in the news?
Oh, swinging for your seat there.
All right, so we were talking about meatball sandwiches earlier with the sandwich talk. So this junior at the University of Georgia has been given a second chance after a meatball blunder caused her to fail a test. Sam Lee was taking an online exam for her economics class while eating a meatball sandwich. As Lee moved through the test, a meatball fell out of the sub roll and onto her keyboard, effectively exiting and ending the exam before she was finished. Quote, "The said meatball caused some malfunctions with my laptop and caused the test to submit itself," end quote, the email continues. According to a photo of the test results, the student received a 39.17% on the meatball-ended exam.
That's a very low score. But
that's her fault.
Yeah.
No sympathy.
I feel like
she should not have been eating while taking the exam.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there would be no meatball mishap if she wasn't leaning over a keyboard with a meatball sub.
Anything
the professor
that you're
ended
eating...
up giving her till midnight that night to do it again, to retake it.
Oh, well,
now
that's
that
kind of a
excuse is going
happy
to be
ending.
used like over and over again.
No, exactly.
Yeah, everybody's got a meatball sub these days.
The classic.
So I
All
guess
these kids
the
with
key...
their participation trophies and meatball subs.
Kids today, right? They're always eating objects that, if dropped out of their proper containers, are heavy enough to disengage whatever test you're taking. So it's all meatballs. What else is something heavy? Like, you couldn't necessarily trust a slice of ham, falafel. You can't trust
pork chop
ham.
Sandwich.
A pork chop. That's a lot. It's a lot to believe that just a whole slab of pork could fall out of the sandwich all at once. A tomato slice, you can't count on a tomato slice.
Rib sandwich.
I know it's a. How on earth do you think that the argument is that doesn't exist? I'm not saying a pork chop sandwich doesn't exist. I'm saying it's hard to believe the whole pork chop could fall out of the sandwich, whereas a meatball can easily the
Right.
caboose of the train can get uncoupled. Is everyone following my analogy? Where the meatballs are a train inside the sandwich? All right. Whatever. All right. Jared, do you have a second news story to share with us?
I do
share
not.
with us. Okay. Jotham. Corn, how's it going?
I had a headline that was very oniony. Oh, did you go to Corn?
No.
I did, because I keep calling Corin Jotham. Every week I've done it at least once. I'm not being funny. Ever.
So which one of us?
Corin. Corin. I don't know what you're asking. Corin.
Am I up or is Corn?
Jonathan's attitude about it. Oh, God.
Corn.
Which one of us, huh?
Corn is
Who's
next
gonna
in
be?
the rotation. He's who I intended to speak to.
I don't have another piece of news.
Okay, Joseph.
Other than Joseph Gordon-Levitt is acting again, so I'm very excited to see his works.
Is that because people have told you that you resemble him?
Forever, they have said that. Yes.
Yeah, ever since he was a little kid on, I almost said 30 Rock, but that was Third Rock. 30 Rock from the Sun.
Ever since he was on
he was in the baseball movie.
Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah,
Little
that was
Corin
our
Atchison.
first. Yeah. Anyway, he's in a terrible movie on Amazon called 7500.
What's it about?
Terrorists taking over a plane.
Is that how high up it is?
He's like a pilot or something. Yeah,
In meters?
He's gonna-
Is it 7,500 meters high?
No, that's the code, the airplane code.
For look out, there's
bad
terrorists here.
Yeah.
Terrorists. Wait, ninjas have kidnapped the president. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president?
Mm-hmm. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the Gordon-Levitt?
7,500 meters. 20,000 leagues. Oh, that's pretty deep. All right, Jotham, go ahead. You said you got some great news story.
No, it is not. But there's a very oniony title. Ottawa psychiatrist told to stop falling asleep in patient sessions.
That seems like it would be the bare minimum for participation by a therapist.
By who?
You'd think
Who's
so.
telling him that?
Well, apparently the patient reported it because it happened like 5 times.
So the licensing board.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you think about it, it's more sad, but the headline grabbed me as very oniony.
Oh, sorry.
There goes that
I was
meatball.
so
Brad.
shocked by that news that I dropped my
There goes
pen,
some
snapped it
lasagna.
in half.
Something just grabbed Alistair. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's, again, like you said, it's very sad if you think about it, but kind of in, like they say, in detail, life's, is it Mel Brooks who said, in detail, life is a tragedy, but everything is funny in the long shot? Is that it?
Sure, yeah.
Yes, definitely.
You said
was
that
probably
with as
said
much skill as I
like
say
that,
anything.
with the question marks and all that.
Mel Brooks or Steve Martin?
Yeah, he said it in between banjo riffs.
Banjos, yeah.
There were, so everybody, that has been the news. A couple of things that I've been doing lately. I feel like it's been talked to death, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But I watched the first couple episodes of that Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, which is a lot of fun. And my takes on it are exactly what I've heard other people say. It's funny to hear how much he swears. He cusses a lot. Well, and this I did not know about. There's a song that gets played when the Chicago Bulls are being introduced at their home arena, whose name I cannot remember. But the song is called Sirius, S-I-R-I-U-S, like the star. That's a star, right? Or is that a constellation? Whatever, it's a star, I think. It's a lot of things. It's probably a mythological figure as well. Sirius.
Like the radio.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like, spelled the same way. Jotham gets it. You guys are just sitting looking at me like a Renaissance painting. But Sirius is a song by the Alan Parsons Project. This is a tune that I've heard off and on, like 6 to 8 hours a day. It'll just be playing throughout my entire life. So Sirius by Alan Parsons Project. It's always exciting to me when there's a piece of music that I've heard for a long time. We used to talk about this on the radio show sometimes, that after hearing it for many, many years, you finally know the name of or who composed it. You know, the famous composer Alan Parsnips. This is not coming out nearly as well as I hoped it would. But I just wondered if you guys have not ever, but recently have had any similar revelations about a piece of music. I remember like the Saber Dance was something that we made a point of looking up by Ketchatorian.
Looney Tunes.
No, that's Flight of the Bumblebee. No, it's a what's Saber Dance? It's the
one that sounds industrial.
The spinning plates. It's the spinning plates noise.
The whirling dervish dance where they're all like spinning around.
Spinning plates noise. Oh, were you God damn it, Corin, not Jotham. Were you just talking about the Bugs Bunny industry, the
the industry
powerhouse?
Yes,
that's called Powerhouse, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could be part of this. See, now Corin has had that same experience that I had with the Alan Parsons Project the other day.
And what was the one, the movie, the music that's always at the beginning of the Quentin Tarantino movies, the feature presentation of the coming attractions?
Yes.
It's Keith something. I can't remember. I'll look it up later.
I remember figuring out the Futurama theme is like an old jazz song.
Oh, yeah. That was kind of reworked by whatever that guy's name
like
is.
A robot.
Wow. I'm really lacking in information. That one guy...
Yeah, I couldn't tell you who it is, but
I think that's something that we should strive for. Every week, I'm going to try and come up with one of these pieces of music that I've always heard throughout my life and identify the name of it and the composer. And then maybe can come share that on the show. Not that I brought any sound clips, so we'll just describe the songs the same way I said. You know, the plate spinning music. What's the plate spinning?
Is that the ding 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 ding
Yeah, I think the lag is going to make that especially entertaining / inaudible. Yeah.
I thought it was beautiful.
I put a call out on social media. I think maybe only on our Facebook page for people to call in and share with us any songs that they have, like if they wanted to sing their favorite song to us or any song at all with or without accompaniment. And we did have some takers. Actually, we had one taker who called in. So I wanted to just play this. They did not identify themselves, although based on previous calls, I think we know who they are. But they did not choose to, I don't think they chose to identify them. But I wanted to play a little of this. I wanted to know if any of you would be able to identify this song. And then I wanted to tell you what Google Voice transcribed this rendition as, you know, how they interpreted it. All right, so let's see what we got here.
Here we are, stuck by this river, you and I, underneath a sky that's ever falling down, 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 ever falling down. Through the day,
second stanza,
as if on an ocean, waiting here, always failing to remember why we came. I wonder why we came. You talk to me as if from a distance, and I reply with impressions chosen from another time, from another time.
That was a lovely rendition of whatever that was. I'm not familiar with that song, and I feel like people taking part in this request that we've put out there is going to expose how little knowledge I have of music in general, because I do not know what song that was. Does anyone have any...
That wasn't Nothing Else Matters by Metallica?
Joy Division.
This is just a wild guess on your part.
No, it's not. No, I'm just... I don't think.
Now, those were 3 stanzas of lovely lyrics. I found that that rendition was haunting and beautiful, and that perhaps it was done with like headphones on in real time, given the pauses between between the stanzas. I've said stanza like so many times now. Yeah, it doesn't make sense anymore.
Tony Stanza will be...
Yeah. That's good. But what I found most intriguing about that beautiful rendition is how Google Voice interpreted and transcribed it. So that minute and 20 of singing was summed up with this transcription by Google Voice. Can you stuck 5,000 down home? Through waiting, always failing to log off. You talk to me within a month. Are those some good lyrics or what? You talk to me within a month? Always
Straight
failing
fired.
to log off? I feel like maybe we should all sing a little something to a Google Voice, maybe between now and next show, and just see how it interprets our voice into regular spoken words.
Mm-hmm. I'm down.
Everyone's okay with that?
Okay.
Thank
Do
you
we,
very much.
do we get to pick our own song, or are you going to assign us each a song?
No, just follow your heart, baby.
Yeah, then I think we should have to guess what the song was.
I think that's great. We should read the transcription, see if we can guess it, and then we'll listen to it and see if we can guess it. So each one of us will get 2 guesses.
With like listening to us all saying things.
Yeah.
I think we should just guess.
No.
Yeah, in for a penny, in for a pound.
So like, I applaud this person who called in and did this, because it takes
a lot of chutzpah.
Yeah, some huevos.
Do we have an answer on what it was? Or
No, I mean we could
Is
look
it
up
gonna be
we
revealed?
could look up the lyrics. Maybe by next show I will have had time to do that. But you know, I'm looking for dumbbells.
Lasagna.
Got this lasagna to worry about.
God, the lasagna.
Just worrying about it.
Hey, it's not going to worry about itself.
So I think we've pretty much covered everything we were looking to get to during this program. I did want to mention before we convene again, I am going to the doctor to get these hideous monstrosities cut off my head. So I may be wrapped in bandages or wearing like some dumb hat. Can you imagine if someone wore a stupid hat on this show?
Dragging me.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't even looking at Jotham. I was thinking of, I didn't even realize that you had a hat on. It's because when we first started the meeting before you got here, Jotham, Corin was wearing a hat, and it didn't
Alistair
look
jumped
like...
all kinds in his ass about it.
It didn't look right. And Jared and I both had things to say about it immediately. I didn't even think about it when you were wearing a hat, Jared.
And I showed up with one.
Yeah, they shamed the hat
But yours
off me.
looks like the way a hat traditionally looks. There was something about Corin's that was not like, it wasn't attached properly. Corin,
Go ahead.
I just Corin butt.
Tell me about the
I
way I,
just
look
imagine
and how it's
Corin
wrong.
was going to pick up like a big foam cowboy hat from the floor.
Oh, that's like the equivalent of when Jared unveiled that crazy drink he had a couple weeks ago. That was huge.
Sure, it's right next to him right now.
Let's see it, Jared.
Do it.
Yeah, boom.
So dumb. I love it.
So yeah, I might be all bandaged up. I really hope I will be, and maybe that'll give us a little something to talk about, Bonnie Raitt style.
Yeah, it's going to look cool.
It's gonna look
I am
super
looking
cool.
forward to maybe being. Is that the sound I made? Yeah. So we'll see how that all unfolds. I wrote down a lot of things to talk about, but they don't really seem necessary. I feel like we've reached a good point right here.
Okay.
Everyone feeling all right? Anything that you guys wanted to get off your chest before we call it a night?
I feel good.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what we say.
All right, then.
Always.
For Jotham Fady and Jared McLeod and Corin Ashton, I'm Alistair St. Hill. Everybody have a fantastic week ahead. We'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Oh, good times.
Have you ever seen what motion does a drywall?